Del Negro says he's got his shot score back, and Gordon says that it's a simple matter of not making shots and making them now. Papa John's tip of the game. Taste a large Papa John's Ultimate Pepperoni Pizza for just $11.99. Call or click papajohns.com today. Better ingredients, bigger pizza. Papa John's. Eric and Tony, over to you.
All right, thanks, Jax. The Miami Heat and the Chicago Bulls. 20 seconds in, the Bulls missing on their first possession, and the Heat go to work offensively for the first time tonight. Our officiating crew is signed by the NBA, Mark Wunderlich, Sean Corbin, and Tommy Nunez Jr. Well, off we go on another significant Miami Heat NBA adventure. The Bulls trying to hold on to the 8th spot, maybe creep up a little bit. And the Heat open this game 5th in the East, looking to keep on winning, especially here in the first of 3 straight games at home.
With 20 games left, including tonight, every game is significant.
No question. Great to be in a playoff race, and great to have a rookie like Derrick Rose, the young point guard out of Memphis, who's averaging almost 17 points a game. Coach coming right at you, attacking the paint with as much quickness as any point guard in the NBA.
He averages 8 points in the paint. That's got to be the most for any point guard in the NBA, because when he attacks, he usually goes to finish rather than draw and kick to an open teammate.
Now, Mario Chalmers won against Derrick Rose in the national championship game last year. Chalmers' Kansas team prevailed, but Chalmers is going to have to muster better defense than he was able to do the other night in Cleveland, and the Heat's lost to the Cavaliers.
No doubt. And Dwyane Wade just did something very interesting there. He backed up to try to give the Heat a 4-on-4 with a lot of the half court to use there, taking Ben Gordon with him, and yet the Heat couldn't score either.
That was noteworthy. Derrick Rose tripling, just the 16th 3-ball for Rose all year. Derrick has the first 5 points of the game. Heat have been badly burned from downtown over their last 5 games as Moon fires up an air ball. Coach, that is my #1 thought as we head into this game. The defensive slippage for Miami. Over the last 5 games, the Heat allowing 110 points on 51% shooting and giving up 52% from three-point land. Coach, they're allowing 11 made threes a game over the last 5, and the Bulls now lead it 7-0.
Yeah, and Coach Spoelstra talked about the concern defensively doing that. You've got 2 new guys in the lineup, the rotation. They're learning, and you just got to get out there and make them put the ball on the floor. Don't give up the threes.
Remember, Cleveland in their 10-point win over the Heat on Saturday scored the game's first 9 points and took a 28-14 lead against Miami after 1 quarter. The Cavs led by as many as 20 midway through the second. The Heat would get to within 6 points 3 times in the 4th quarter. Now, tonight's game is available to you in high definition for a list of cable and satellite providers offering Sun Sports HD along with channel numbers. Log on to sunsportstv.com. Jamario Moon picking up the game's first foul. Excuse me, that was not Moon. That was Ben Gordon who picked up the foul and puts Dwyane Wade at the strike.
Dwayne went to the baseline with Gordon guarding him and 3 white shirts around him. They fouled him as he went up for the J on the baseline.
Dwyane Wade, Eastern Conference Player of the Week. What a stretch he is having over his last 10 games. 35 points, almost 11 assists, and 56% shooting.
How about the fact he's the league's leading scorer? He's been scoring a ton of points of late, but he's led this team in assists for 11 straight games.
It's been a phenomenal 6th season for Dwayne as Gordon drives in and converts, and the Bulls have hit on 4 of their first 5 shots. They have sped out to an early 8-point lead. Tony, even with the adversity of injuries, the Bulls playing with more confidence, and they're on a mission. They are in the top 8. They want to stay there. And what a great start for them tonight. They're up 9-1, and they've just turned Miami over for the first time.
Eric Spoelstra was not pleased with the lack of effort the other night in Cleveland when he got off to they were down 9-0. Now tonight they come out, they're down 9-1. He called a quick timeout because I think he sees some of the same lethargic approach that the Heat took against Cleveland.
Udonis Haslem picked up the Heat's first foul. Well, there's no accepting that. There's really no reason for that, especially at this time of the year where every game is amplified in its significance. Well, Ben Gordon, the 5th-year guard out of the University of Connecticut, one of the game's most explosive offensive players. Over 20 points a game. He's leading the Bulls in scoring for the 4th consecutive season.
He's the only player since they enacted the 6th man in this league, best 6th man award, to win it as a rookie. And so he's had a terrific career. He's going to be a free agent. He was a restricted free agent last year. This year he will be a clear free agent, unrestricted going into the offseason.
Chalmers drives in for the Heat's first field goal of the game. So Mario gets Miami's first basket. The Heat are down by 8. Now Ben Gordon, he's been a starter most of the year. This is his 58th start for the Bulls. He has played in all 64 games. They've had so many injuries, and we will get to that list as the game goes on. John Salmons, recently acquired in a trade from Sacramento. Salmons came off the bench initially for Chicago, but with the recent injury to Tim Thomas, Salmons has been injected into that starting group. And there's Ben Gordon with that rainbow jumper. Gordon already has 6, and coached the Bulls off very quickly. 5 of 7 shooting, and ahead by 10.
Gordon's got that shooter's mentality, scorer's mentality. He makes the jump shots. He likes to go to the basket. And right there, you see the pick and roll. D-Wade hits Jermaine O'Neal. He gets fouled. He'll get beyond the line.
Tyrus Thomas picking up the Bulls foul. Their second of the quarter.
You talked about that rainbow shot by Ben Gordon. He probably shoots one of the highest arcing shots in the NBA. The higher the arc, the better chance the ball has to go in. And with that shot, you push up on him. He's very good going to the basket, especially right. And he makes very good, awkward, off-balance shots.
Well, Jermaine O'Neal at the free throw line. This is Jermaine's 11th game in a Heat uniform. So far averaging 12.5 points on 49% shooting, just under 6 rebounds. He's blocked 17 shots in his first 10 games in a Heat uniform. We asked Jermaine the other night how into drawing offensive fouls is he, and has he been through his career. He's done it 8 times since joining the Heat. And Tony, he says that's something he's done throughout his career. He takes great pride in drawing offensive fouls.
And he's a good defender down there, both with the long arms and with the ability and the inclination to draw the charge.
By the way, Jermaine O'Neal has made his last 9 free throws. The Heat trail 13-5. Thomas flipped it up with a left-hand offensive foul. Speaking of drawing charges, nobody's done it better in Miami for the last several years than co-captain Udonis Haslem. 24th hit on an offensive foul he's taken this year.
That was terrific because he had to get in there very quickly. Watch as he gets over. He's still. He's got position. He's in front of the restricted area, and he draws the charge. And
the young man from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Tyrus Thomas, the former number 4 pick back in the 2006 draft. A quick exit. He picks up 2 fouls in the game's first 4 minutes. And he's a key man for them now.
Especially on defense, where he blocks shots.
7-foot Brad Miller comes on, the 11th-year man from Purdue, recently acquired in the same trade that brought them John Salmons. They made 3 trades right before the trade deadline. Chalmers from downtown. Kaboom!
That's what you have to do now. When they help down in the low post on O'Neal, and he kicks it out, if you make that shot, it makes the rotations a little harder, and maybe they don't come as quickly to go double-team O'Neal inside.
86 triples this year for Mario Chalmers, most ever for a Heat rookie. Almost came up with a steal. It's a loose ball. Look at that effort by Udonis. Haslem still battling for it.
Wow.
Supreme effort from Miami's own Udonis Haslem.
Now they got the message during the timeout with Coach Spoelstra. Right here, watch Chalmers reach in. Jax called him the Ripper in the open, and there it is, knocking the ball away, and UD gets after it.
That's the kind of effort you require during a playoff chase such as this. And Udonis Haslem has played his whole career with that kind of heart.
Eric, now you expect the back tap. They see all the black shirts. They got to watch. They got to watch Rose. They got to tap it right here. I'm going to try to tap. Well, no, the other side. Chalmers has to seal Rose away from the tap this way so that they can tap it the other. Let's see what he does here. He's got 2 options.
Between Moon and Chalmers.
Yes, there it is.
I
knew it. I could see it coming, Eric. Chalmers was not sealing him away the way he should.
Derrick Rose comes up short. Jamario Moon has the rebound. The home crowd is into this right from the get-go. Heat on an 8-2 run. Joakim Noah guarding O'Neal. Nice dish for Moon. And Noah, a much improved rebounder, brings down another.
That's all right. The Heat are getting good shots at the rim now, better than when they first started. They keep getting those shots. They're going to be in good shape tonight.
Noah already with 3 rebounds. That pass by Salmons, intercepted by Jermaine O'Neal, stolen right back by Salmons, and then Chalmers took it away.
The Ripper came back at him.
Here's Moon. Got it. It's a 10-2 run for Miami.
There's the energy Coach Spoelstra's looking for. The Heat took it up a notch or 2, and when they're playing good defense, it usually means they're shooting better at the other end.
Vinny Del Negro said he is being very cautious. He's trying to be optimistic, but it's a very iffy situation. Of course, Tony, they want to avoid surgery, but you also don't want to risk further damage as Joakim Noah throws it down. Former Florida Gator getting his first 2 points.
Yeah, the bottom line is the players and the coaches, they have to move on, hope that that situation works itself out. But you can't think about whether he's coming back or not. You just got to play with what you have and go at it and try to get that 8th spot in the playoffs.
With Luol Deng, they were able to bring both Salmons and Brad Miller off the bench, and it was big for their bench. Their bench has outscored the opposition bench in 6 of the last 7 games. Nice pass by Rose. O'Neal from behind blocked the shot by Noah, but Jermaine picks up his first foul.
It looked like a pretty good block. Let's see what happens on this play as Jermaine goes in. Well, we can't see his right hand. He didn't foul him with the left hand. That was a good block. Let's see it again here. Yeah, the right hand was pushing against the back, and that's the angle that Mark Wunderlich saw from that trail position.
Joakim Noah on back-to-back national championship teams for Billy Donovan and the Florida Gators in 06. And then in 07, he was MVP of the 2006 tournament. The 9th pick in 2007. Coach, he's only averaging 6 points a game, a little bit down from his rookie year. But 7 rebounds a game, 90 block shots. He's become one of the top offensive rebounders in the NBA in only his 2nd year.
Eric, I don't know how he gets that rotation on his shot when he shoots the outside J to free throw. I tried to do that just to emulate it, and I can't even do it when I try to do it. So it's amazing that he's got that type of rotation, but he is a very good inside player, and as you mentioned, he's a much improved rebounder at both ends.
Jamario Moon hitting the 3 ball. The Heat are 2 of 4 from downtown already tonight, trailing by 4 points. Yeah, Noah doesn't go by the book, but an unorthodox but effective player is John Salmons, who's averaging 18 a game this year. He gets on the board. 3rd team that Salmons has played on in his 7 seasons since leaving Coral Gables. Jermaine O'Neal, that's been his bread and butter, Tony, the mid-range jumper, and Jermaine has 4 points here in the early going.
Usually it's off the pass. That time he shot a mid-range J off the dribble, which isn't really his bread and butter, but he made it right there.
4 minutes left, first quarter. We got a whistle and a 3-second violation on Chicago. It goes against Joakim Noah. Vinny Del Negro, inexperienced as a head coach, but bookended by 2 guys with tons of experience. Del Harris to his right, and there is Bernie Bickerstaff, longtime head coach in the NBA. Actually, you see Bickerstaff on his left and Harris to his right. We're looking at it from across the court. Sorry about that. Here's Haslam, 17-footer, no. And the rebound is Salmons with the Bulls ahead by 4. Coach, how much would that help a first-year head coach having 2 assistants like that? There's Chalmers' second steal. Lead for Wade. Got it on the dunk.
Boy, Chalmers, that's 3 times he's got his hand on the ball. And it's invaluable to have guys on the bench who coached in the league, Eric, because they think like head coaches. They can really help him get from point A to whatever, take shortcuts rather than have to go through the pain of getting there. And I'm sure he relies on them, relating to the question you asked about their assistants. Watch this again. You got Chalmers with the steal. Dwyane Wade fills that right lane. Chalmers finds him, and everyone knows what Wade does with the ball when he gets to the rim.
Here at Marini.com, Netcam replay in South Florida. When you need a car, truck, or van, who are you going to call? Call 1-877-MAROONY. Jamario Moon is out. Daquan Cook is in and defends Gordon. And there's Derrick Rose hitting his 3rd field goal attempt of the night. Rose is 3 for 4 and has 7 points.
Eric, he relies, Del Negro relies on his assistant, the 2 veteran guys, the way Coach Spoelstra relies on Ron Rothstein, who was a head coach in this league for 2 different teams, the original Heat team in '88 and then the Detroit Pistons.
3-second violation against Udonis Haslem. And there's Ron Rothstein, the original head coach of the Miami Heat and longtime NBA assistant. Mario Chalmers already has 2 steals in this game. Tony leads all rookies in steals. But you realize he is now 29 steals ahead of the next best rookie, Russell Westbrook of Oklahoma City. So he has distanced himself from the rest of his first-year peers.
And Westbrook's having a terrific year, but you're right, that dwarfs what he's accomplished.
Oh my! What a play by Wade! An explosion leading to his 2nd dunk of the game. 99 dunks on the year for Dwayne.
You could see that coming all the way. It's according to the sea. He got through there, and it was an easy dunk for D-Wade.
2-point lead for Chicago after the Bulls sprinted out to a 10-point lead at 13-3. 3:15 left, first quarter. And Daquan Cook getting tangled up with Ben Gordon with a shot clock at 7. Cook picks up his first foul, Miami's 4th team foul.
Wade gets to the basket so quick. Look the way the defense opened up there. And the guys are taking, swinging at it. No one gets in front of him. He gets an easy play to the rim.
5 points for both Wade, Chalmers, and Jamari O'Neal. Jermaine O'Neal leaves the lineup for Miami. Michael Beasley checks in for the first time tonight.
That moves Udonis to the center position. Beasley plays power forward.
And Kirk Heinrich is in at point guard, the 6-year man out of Kansas. A stabilizing influence. 2 to shoot. Salmons. Yes! John Salmons from downtown under the duress of defense and an expiring shot clock.
Cook had switched over on him, and it looked like he just threw it up in desperation, and he made it.
His 87th triple this year for Salmons, his 9th game with the Bulls, and his 4th start. Chicago by 5. Into Beasley, back to the bucket on Noah. 3 to shoot, Cook from downtown. And Joakim Noah going up large with that left hand. Noah now with 4 rebounds. Salmons comes baseline, got by Cook for the dunk. What a play by Johnny Salmons.
That was terrific. Cook was overplaying him too much to the middle that time and gave him the baseline. When you keep a guy from going middle, it doesn't mean you let him go baseline.
The Bulls leading it by 7, and Chicago's made 10 of their first 15 shots in this game. Ben Gordon picking up his 2nd foul. Tony, we talked with Eric Spoelstra about the team's defensive slippage recently. He said the #1 item is his team must contain the ball one-on-one better. He said those one-on-one breakdowns are killing his team, leading to wide open 3. So his basic challenge to his team, defend one-on-one better, so less help from your teammates is required.
And sometimes when the Heat closes out, sometimes they go at the man on the closeout as James Jones. What a good sign that is, hitting his first J off an assist by Wade. But when you close out on your rotations, you've got to be under control, contest the three-point shot, and not let the man take you off the dribble. And that's a lot to order, but you can do it.
Offensive foul on Derrick Rose for the 2nd time in the first quarter. Udonis Haslem has put his body in harm's way and drawn the offensive foul.
Boy, Udonis knows where that restricted line is. Watch it again. Yes, his heels are up. It may have looked like his left heel was on the line, but as long as it's above the line, that is a good charge. That's a good way to draw the charge.
Cook for 3. It rims off. Coach, I think that's the first time we've seen a tippy-toe draw on an offensive foul. Here's Salmons off the spin. And the rebound battle is on. Noah wins it. Brad Miller leans in. And Miller lost it out of bounds. What a scrap under there. Brad Miller. Coach, let's talk about these trades that they made. On February 18th, they sent Nocioni, Goodman, Cedric Simmons, along with Michael Ruffin to Sacramento for Brad Miller and John Salmons. A day later, they traded Larry Hughes to the Knicks for Tim Thomas, Anthony Roberson, and Jerome James. They also traded Thabo Cephalosha to Oklahoma City for a first-round pick. John Paxson very busy right around that trade deadline. All 3 deals coming right in that vicinity. Cook with 2 to shoot. Off glass, but she popped out. John Salmons and Derrick Rose each had 7. 3 players had 5 for the Heat. Quinn got right to the rim, but it rolled out. And here comes Rose with that left-hand dribble against Quinn. Derrick Rose, 6'3", 190 pounds. He won the first 2 matchups against Chicago, 1 here and 1 there. Brad Miller getting his first score. Miller averaging 12 points and 8 rebounds a game. And Tony, when Brad Miller's on the floor, you're looking at one of the best passing big men in the NBA.
Yeah, that's what he brings to the table. That's a complimentary player. You move without the ball, you spot up, he'll find you.
8-point lead for Chicago. They were up 10 early when they ran out to the 13-3 lead.
And you can see the zone right now is giving Heat a little bit of trouble. Usually it's Beasley that figures it out, and he did right there.
Well, zone buster, Michael Beasley, going by the new nickname of Buckets. And he can get him against anybody. That's his first score tonight. The Heat are within 6.
The Heat put him on the foul line behind the 2 guards. It's a good place to be because he can score from there, he can dish, and the Heat can attack that way.
Miller shot the 20-footer about 18 feet. Quinn got the layup. Nobody ever closed on Quinney. And Chris moves Miami to within 4.
Good screen by Joel Anthony near the elbow. Quinney went towards it and then away from it as his man tried to cheat to the screen.
Derrick Rose trailing only O.J. Mayo among rookie scorers. He has the most assists for any first-year player. Nice catch in traffic. Good block by Joel Anthony. Joel, even with the minutes being small recently, he still ranks 20th in the NBA in shot block.
He does. Watch this again. Rose has no shot here of getting this over Joel Anthony. This is what he does.
5 to shoot. John Salmons against James Jones, 2 local products. At least through the collegiate ranks. James grew up here. Salmons played collegiately here. He's a Pennsylvania native. And Eric Spoelstra, it wasn't a premonition, it was a game plan. Tony, it's no question, he's been honest about it, the head coach. The small forward spot has been troubling to him. The 5th man to start at small forward this year is the newly acquired Jamario Moon. I don't think the question is there. I think it's who comes in next at that small forward spot. And tonight, Spoelstra said, I'm going to make sure I get James Jones into the game.
Man, he's trying different guys to see if he can get a feel for who belongs there. And so far, the coaching staff can't. You see Darrell Wright on the bench. And he's played a couple of games. I think that last foul was on Beasley.
Yes.
And, you know, that small forward position coming off the bench is one that the coach says is fluid. And that, you know, it depends on the situation and what team you're playing, the matchups.
Well, tonight you saw it. Luther Head, Darrell Wright, and Mark Blunt are inactive. That means Jamal McGlure and Yakuba Diawara are in uniform. 4 on the shot clock. Beasley off the angle comes up short against Noah's defense, a shot clock violation.
The Heat are taking too much time to start their initial attack, Eric. They've got to start it a little sooner. Give the Bulls some credit, though. They're playing solid 2-3 zone matchup there.
Tyrese Thomas, who picked up 2 early fouls in this game in the first 5 minutes, finally re-enters the fray. And Joakim Noah goes to the bench already with 6 rebounds. 3 minutes gone by, second quarter. Bulls have led it most all of the way. Heat have not led in this game. And they didn't lead at Cleveland at all during the last game. Another Heat foul here. All right, interesting story about a first-year head coach in the NBA Jacks. Vinny Del Negro, who's originally from Springfield, Massachusetts. Averaged 9 points a game over his long NBA career. Here comes Heinrich off the turnover. Got the field goal and a foul by Mario Chalmers.
And the Bulls again running off a turnover in transition. Heinrich gets to the rim, draws the foul. When you play a team like the Bulls, you got to have a good shooting percentage, and you can't turn the ball over because they're going to turn it into points at the other end. Chalmers tries to get back. He fouls Heinrich. And Heinrich's on the line.
With 8:12 left, second quarter, a 9-0 Chicago run and a 13-point lead for the Bulls.
They're going to stay in that 2-3 zone because it's working.
Dwyane Wade is back into the game for Miami. Gordon is shadowing him. Looks like a box and one. Beasley's jumper out of the baseline. And Ben Gordon gets the rebound.
Yeah, we're going to have to watch that again next time down.
Looked that way, though, didn't it, Coach?
Yeah.
Rose pulls up, missed it, gets it right back.
It'd be very surprising if it is, because I don't know how many teams in the NBA work on a defense like that. You see that in college, but you don't see that in the NBA very often.
Bulls have out-rebounded the Heat so far, 15-6. A box and one defense, 2 men up top, 2 men down low, and 1 man on one specific offensive player. And, of course, that would be Dwyane Wade, who just got fouled by Kirk Heinrich.
Yeah, basically 4 guys playing a zone with 1 guy tailing Wade, playing man-to-man on Wade in this situation.
So Vinny Del Negro digging into his defensive imagination. Of course, Vinny played 4 seasons for Jim Valvano at North Carolina State. I asked him what kind of impact that had on his life and his coaching decision. He said it was Valvano's passion, how smart he was, and his passion about the game and about life. He said Jimmy was always trying to get the best out of everyone. He always had a great influence on me and a lot of other people.
He also said some nice things about George Karl and Greg Popovich, other guys that had influence on his coaching style.
He'd have missed 8 of their last 10. Jermaine O'Neal not missing that two-handed jam. He's got 6 points. Miami's down by 9, but the real work has got to be on this end of the floor for the Heat tonight.
Got to get some stops, because we've seen with this particular team this year, Eric, when they're playing good defense, we done that run a little earlier, they are shooting the ball better, their bodies are moving quicker, there's more energy at the offensive end, and that's how it works. He did a good job that last time against the zone. Okay, and then down at this end, they did a good job getting back in the defense, and you saw O'Neal tie up Gordon. This is the play I was just alluding to, the way Chalmers found O'Neal getting to the rim. Right now, you can see that O'Neal is going to try to back tap this ball. Let's see whether he'd have the advantage. Right there, you know, you could see it right in this area right here. Let's see if they steal off their man. And the Heat should get this tap.
And just in case you're not aware, it's obvious, but the reason that's where the Heat want to tip it, that's where two Heat players are bookending one another without a ball between them.
Right.
And it works out to perfection. By the way, Jermaine O'Neal, 6 points, leading Miami tonight. Moon, Wade, and Chalmers all have 5. Look at Wade! A gorgeous drive, finished with a reverse jam.
Tyrus Thomas was going to try to come over and block it, you know, being a very good shot blocker. Wade beat him to the rim.
Miami down 9. Dwayne drives in, got the field goal and the foul.
Eric, the Heat are moving the ball a lot crisper than they did earlier. They're swinging the ball from one side to the other. That distorts the defense. Then guys try to close out on the move rather than guard a guy in close to the basket. Very good play. Watch this. As he goes by Salmons there, Salmons was not set defensively to stop him. And then we know D. Wade's one of the best finishers in the NBA.
First foul on John Salmons with that field goal. Dwyane Wade just moved past Glenn Rice for the 3rd most points in a single season in Heat history, surpassing Rice's 94-95 season total. And you know what that means, Coach? That means Dwyane Wade owns the top 3 individual scoring seasons in Heat franchise history. All he could do now is continue to break his own records.
Well, about 7 or 8 years from now, they're going to have Heat's going to have a media guide that's just going to have D. Wade in almost every category.
9 points for Derrick Rose, an 8-point lead for Chicago. 5 minutes and change left in this first half. Bulls are still shooting lights out, 58%. Chalmers came up short. Here comes Rose. He's a one-man fast break. This time showing some maturity, slowing it up, finding Gordon for 3. Wise choice by the rookie. Gordon gets his 132nd triple this year, which moves him into a tie for 5th with Mo Williams and Miami's Daquan Cook for a 3-point field goal.
You can see that coming because everybody runs back and protects the lane. Chalmers had his man in Rose, but they were late getting to Gordon.
Gordon has 11. The Bulls are ahead by 11. Jones, nice shot fake. Good dump in at Jermaine O'Neal, who comes out with it. 1 second left, turnover on Miami. And it's fortunate that the shot clock buzzer sounded. Vinny Del Negro beside himself. Tyrus Thomas had the ball and nobody in front of him. And this will take an explanation from a rather brief one from Tommy Nunez Jr., a 2nd-generation official. Tommy Nunez Sr., a longtime NBA referee, the son in his 5th year calling games as a referee.
Eric, I always thought that was a bad rule in the NBA. When the 24-second clock winds down and looks like the defensive team is going to have possession of the ball, they should let them go. They just took a fast breakaway from Chicago.
I agree with you there, Coach. 4:24 remaining, first half. Low scoring, especially for Miami. 4th first half steal for Chalmers. He was fouled by Brad Miller. Coach, this is bringing us back to that early game in November.
Eric, they're discussing whether it was a clear path to the basket foul. And Sean Corbin went over and asked Mark Wunderlich. Let's see what he calls here. Let's see it again.
Yes, it is clear path.
I thought it was, because look, see how he gets ahead of him? That's a very good call. I love the job that Sean Corbin did. He wasn't sure. He went and checked with his fellow official, and Wunderlich got the call right. That means 2 shots for Chalmers, and the Heat get the ball on the side.
Coach Mario Chalmers, 4 steals in the first half. Makes you remember that early November game against Philadelphia.
Yeah,
9 steals, 2nd most recorded in an NBA game this year.
Yeah, Brandon Roy of Portland has 10.
So Chalmers with 7 first-quarter points, 2 less than Derrick Rose. Coach, the big deal here has been the Bulls' efficiency on offense. I know they have 10 turnovers, but they're shooting 59%. They've hit on 16 of their 27 shots.
And you know what the coach would probably say at halftime? You've got to make them feel your presence. Right now, the Heat are not pushing up as hard as they did. They did it through that one stretch when they came back in the game and they had that run, but now they've backed off again.
Miller sits down with 4 points, 3 rebounds. Noah is in. Moon missing the 3. Noah deflects the rebound, but it's taken by Wade, who puts it home. Dwyane Wade with 10 first half points, 5 in each quarter.
The Heat are doing a better job in the offensive boards of late.
Actually, 12 points for Wade, 7 in this quarter.
Earlier it was Beasley right there. It was Udonis who scrambled after that loose ball. Yes, good call here. He forced a travel.
Of course, the Celtics are going to be minus 5 players when they come to Miami Wednesday. We'll run down the litany of the Celtics injuries later on in the telecast, but that does include Kevin Garnett. He will be one of 5 Celtics missing in Wednesday's game here in Miami.
Hey, but you know why they're dangerous? Ray Allen's healthy, and that guy's having a terrific year. He's going to be the all-time leader in three-point baskets made when he retires.
Chalmers was fouled by Derrick Rose, second on Rose. The Celtics right now are without Kevin Garnett, Glenn Davis, starting point guard Rajon Rondo, Tony Allen, and Brian Scalabrine. All 5 guys are expected to miss Wednesday night's game. And all but Glenn Big Baby Davis missed the Orlando game yesterday. Derrick Rose sending Chalmers to the free throw line. And, Coach, we know the mental and emotional makeup of Mario well enough to know he relishes the challenge against any point guard that was picked ahead of him. Right now, 11 points for Chalmers and 11 points for the NBA's top pick, Derrick Rose.
It is interesting when he's struggling a little bit. When he comes across a big matchup like tonight, he gets more focused, and usually he gets the better of his opponent.
Dwyane Wade almost had the steal. It did deflect off of Kirk Heinrich's hands. The Heat have forced 12 Chicago turnovers in this first half.
So even though the Heat have given up 53% in field goal percentage to Chicago, they're only down 1.
Now, over the years, we have seen few players defend Dwyane Wade as well as Kirk Heinrich does. Wade drives in, draws a foul.
Yeah, when he gets a head of steam like that, though, no one in the league can guard him.
Kirk Heinrich picking up his second foul. These guys are back in the same draft class. Wade going number 5. Heinrich going to the Bulls at number 7. They did meet in the Final Four. Heinrich went to 2 Final Fours in his 4 seasons as a Kansas Jayhawk. He's a winner, Coach. He's their captain, probably their best defensive player and a real leader on this Chicago team. I know his numbers are down. I think injuries have a lot to do with it. To me, he's an integral player for the Bulls, and how he goes sometimes is how Chicago goes.
No doubt. He comes from one of the great basketball programs in the country at Kansas, going all the way back to the great Wilt Chamberlain. Played in the 50s.
Well, Dwyane Wade has given Miami their first lead of the game. The Heat have scored the last 10 points. They're ahead 51-50. Well, excellent comeback. Miami was down by 13 in this quarter at 39-26.
You got about a 2.5-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock.
Rose angles left. Lane is open for him. Look at him dart in. That was Wade-like as Noah tapped it home. That's how Noah gets his business done, cleaning it up on the offensive glass. Joakim Noah, 6 points and 8 rebounds. Wade, deep 3. He got it! Oh. He hit it at the buzzer! Shot 53% as a team. Jermaine O'Neal don't let him that close. O'Neal with 8 points in this game. He did not grab a rebound, however, in the first half.
As we mentioned before, Jermaine likes to shoot over that right shoulder. As much as teams try to take that away from him, because obviously they know that, he still gets in there and is able to take a good mid-range, good short-range shot at the rim.
Tyrus Thomas having a very quiet night. He picked up the 2 quick fouls. He's played only 12 minutes, has 2 points and a rebound.
Tough to get into a rhythm of the game when you do that.
Gordon defending Wade. The fadeaway comes down to Joakim Noah. Noah with 9 rebounds in this game. Over his last 7, he's averaged almost 11 rebounds a contest. Joakim Noah in the top 30 among NBA rebounders in just his 2nd season. I've always liked him because of his intangibles. He's a real team-oriented player. For a big guy, he can handle and pass. Not a great shooter.
And a very live body, as you see Rose make a mid-range judge.
13 for Derrick Rose. He averages almost 17 points a game. Rose had an 18-point game last time these clubs met. Beat by 2. Jermaine O'Neal barrels right into Noah. It's a blocking foul. Basket counts.
Good call by Jermaine. He saw he had the lane to the basket going left when he caught the ball. It's a good read by him. And Noah's body was moving into that area. He was sliding, but he wasn't still And O'Neal had good concentration, finished, and was on the foul line.
By the way, the two guys that came in with those shot blocking streaks, Tyrus Thomas, 24 in a row, Jermaine O'Neal, 15 straight with a block, and neither has gotten one yet tonight.
Well, you know, when you see a guy with a streak, it makes you think that maybe it's easy, but it's not easy to do that. And when they struggle getting one in a game, you see why that's true.
Miami's 12 of 13 from the foul line, have a 5-point lead, which is their biggest of the game.
Nothing's easy in the NBA. They're the
Right.
best athletes in the world playing against each other.
Jermaine O'Neal has 11 points. I have a saying about that, Coach. I apply it more to life than to basketball. Anything is easy to do, but nothing is easy to do well.
I like that. And anything that you do, that you accomplish, you want to be able to do it against difficult circumstances, because then it's worth more.
Mario Chalmers, he has prided himself on that. He's playing very well against the top draft pick in the NBA. He did just pick up his second foul. Derrick Rose from Simeon High School in Chicago, so a hometown product. He won a state championship at Simeon High in 2006.
Traditionally a very good basketball school. They've had a lot of guys come out of that school, go into the Big Ten. Very sadly, Ben Wilson was a great player in the mid-'80s. You know, he was like a 6'7", 6'8" forward. I remember the Nike All-American camp in, I think it was '86, when I was working that camp at Princeton University. And he went back to Simeon High, and he bumped into somebody, and the guy shot him, and he died. He never even got to play his senior year in high school. Well, how sad was that?
I remember that. What a tragic end. O'Neal missed it. By the way, the Bulls are 15 of 16 tonight at the free throw line. Down by 3 to Miami. 9:38 left, third quarter here at the Heat's house. John Salmons drives in, missed it. Good defense in the basket area by Jermaine O'Neal. He grabs his first rebound.
Yeah, he made Salmons change the arc of that shot.
Now Jermaine O'Neal doing his best to fit in and help his Heat win. He wants to do badly so well. Maybe pressing a little bit. 7 on the shot clock. O'Neal backing down Noah for the jumper. And Tyrus Thomas kept Udonis Haslem away from it. Boy, quiet night for Udonis. He's scoreless with only 2 rebounds. Rose missed it. There's Udonis. And we get a rebounding foul against Haslem. That's Udonis' second foul.
Well, Noah went flying out of the pack, so you assume that Haslem pushed him before he rebounded the ball. Let's see. There's the push right there. See on the body? Yeah, one Gator pushing another Gator.
You know, you saw the ponytail of Joakim Noah go flying. Coach, was that a hairstyle you sported back in your formative days in Mount Vernon, New York?
No, I had very short hair when I played in high school. That was a different era, man.
Oh, the coach back in the crew cut days when the shorts were really short.
Oh, yeah. It looked like spandex.
Jamario Moon with his second block shot of the game. Here comes Miami with a 3-point lead. Wade trying to post up Ben Gordon. Good help from Thomas there. Nice crossover. Wade, instead of shooting, had it deflected out on his attempted pass. And here comes Derrick Rose for the pull-up. And Jermaine O'Neal brings it down. Well, the Bulls are finally under 50% shooting. Down to 49%. The Heat are at 48%. Chicago with 13 turnovers, Miami 10. Wade with a line drive from downtown. Coach, he's got 20 points. A place he's been 19 consecutive games.
Yes, and he lost Ben Gordon. He thought Wade was going out the other side, and he had just enough room to get it off. And you said it, there wasn't much of an arc on it, but just enough to get it in.
Wade averaging 29.7 this year to lead the league. Jermaine O'Neal would have had his first block, but we get a pushing foul on the drive by Joakim Noah. And Jermaine O'Neal gets his third foul.
See, Wade, as he lost Ben Gordon down on the screen, that was a pretty good arc. When I first saw it, it looked like a line drive. That was pretty good.
So Wade has tripled twice tonight, 62 this year, by far and away his best season as a three-point shooter. And with more on Dwyane Wade, let's go over to our cross-court colleague, Jason Jackson.
Wade and I had a conversation this morning, Eric, about the work he's put in on that three-point shot. He said he's worked on it so much in recent years that he's finally comfortable regularly using it in games this season. Right now he's focused on taking shots at the right time, which he admits that he doesn't always do. Wade says he looks to either help the team get back in the game or widen the lead with that shot from long range. He says it's about feel, and he has confidence to shoot it and know that it will go in. Wade says his favorite shot for three is pulling up in rhythm, getting a few comfort dribbles, but pulling up, stopping, and popping if he has the space.
A good tale about Dwyane Wade's threes, Jacks. Eric Spoelstra. Wade goes in, drew a foul. Eric Spoelstra said before the game, forget Wade's percentage. The percentage is okay, but he's made a lot of big threes, momentum-changing threes. Spoelstra was asked before the game. Of course, Eric did so much of that behind-the-scenes work in practice, helping Wade perfect and extend his shooting range. And he said he first became aware that this could be a great weapon for him in the 2006 playoffs against the Nets when he tripled 4 times in one game. Spoelstra said, I knew one day the three-point shot would be a huge part of Wade's arsenal.
And it's a good example for young players. You know, you go out on the court today, and a lot of young people want to go out there and just start shooting from the three-point line. Whether they can or not doesn't matter. And the kid will make 1 out of 10. See, I can shoot from the three-point line. No, you can't. You know, take the example from Dwyane Wade. He took until his 6th year, actually his 5th year. Last year he started shooting a little more. But in his 6th year, he's finally getting it up over 30%, and so he's made it a weapon. And that one he made before the first, as the first half was ending, that was a momentum-changing shot, and it looked like he shot it from Biscayne Boulevard.
Well, Coach, remember, 85 triples for Wade through his first 4 seasons. 60 this year. 62 now.
Well, he's smart. We always talk from day one he's been a very smart basketball player.
Salmons hit the reverse and drew a foul as well. Very nice baseline drive and completion for John Salmons. He'll go to the line with 13 points. Jermaine O'Neal picking up the foul, and that's number 4 on the Heat starting center.
Jermaine thought he had this block, but Salmons uses the reverse very well.
Oh, he may have stepped on that end line with his heel.
He may have. I think the officials may have missed that. I was
Boy,
looking at that
so
also,
close.
Eric. Yeah.
Great camera work by our Sun Sports crew.
That was terrific camera work.
Well, Jermaine O'Neal comes out of the game. Michael Beasley comes in. O'Neal sits down with 8 points. Actually 11 points and 4 fouls. John Salmons now with 14 points. The Bulls have hit 19 of their 20 free throws. Beasley with a travel.
Yeah, he couldn't get a handle on the ball. Let's see John Salmons again as he goes baseline. Okay. Right there. Okay. You can see right there. His heel might be on that line. I think it was on that replay as we stopped it.
Jamario Moon defending the 6'6" Salmons, who drives in hard, comes up short, has it back. Missed on the little flip, and Michael Beasley comes down with it.
Well, the Heat are fighting down low. They're contesting every shot.
Here comes Wade, lobbing for Moon. A half-moon jam for Jamario.
That was like the other one last week where Wade threw it a little bit behind Moon, but he grabbed it and put it down with one hand as Wade picked up should be his 5th assist.
And Jamario Moon's 14th dunk in a Heat uniform puts Miami up by 5. 6:25 left in the 3rd quarter. And that's a turnover on Tyrus Thomas. Well, the almost instant chemistry between Dwyane Wade and Jamario Moon since that trade with Toronto, resulting in plays like this.
Another example of why you dribble with your head up. Jamario Moon, you can throw it up there almost anywhere, and he's going to throw it down, and the Heat are on a roll right now.
Well, Moon, a good receiver and even better finisher.
And they go into that zone, the 2-3 zone that worked so effectively in the first half. The Heat worked the ball to Beasley on the baseline.
Miami has matched their largest lead right now at 7. Both 7-point leads have come here in this quarter.
The Bulls are back in that man-to-man. They started in the zone for maybe one possession. When Beasley burned them, they called time, went back to the man-to-man. Ben Gordon's trying to guard D. Wade, and no good. Can't.
26 for Dwayne. Gordon with a 3. Kaboom.
Yeah, you could see that coming.
Ben Gordon tripling for the 2nd time tonight. Now Gordon has 18 points. Miami's ahead by 6. Haslam missed on the dunk, but we get a whistle and a late foul on Tyrus Thomas, who is steamed on that. He is flirting with a technical foul.
He is. You never want to show up the official. I thought that Mark Wunderlich was very patient right there and not giving that tech to Tyrus Thomas. Let's see this again. Yeah, it looked like he got all ball on there. I didn't see him hit the wrist at all.
Third on Thomas, fourth team foul on the Bulls.
So maybe he had something to be upset about.
Well, coach, for the Bulls to hold on to number 8 in the East, it will not be easy, especially without Luol Deng, for at least the next 2 weeks and maybe longer with that early stress fracture in his right shin. Coach, their next game is at Orlando on Wednesday. Then they're in Philadelphia on Friday. When they finally get home, their next 3 at home, New Orleans, the Celtics, and the Lakers. Not an easy road to hoe for Chicago.
No, they're only a half a game ahead of Milwaukee for that 8th spot.
Haslam just getting his first 2 points of the game, by the way, and there's another rebound for Udonis. The Heat are ahead by 8, just under 4 minutes left in the third. Beasley lets it fly for 3. And John Salmons comes down with a rebound.
His Rose always attacking. He's always bringing the ball down the floor. Sometimes he's got to bring it out, though, when he doesn't have it.
Here comes Wade. Could not convert. And let's see. The Bulls are out of bounds. The Heat will retain possession.
Yeah, Wade was telling Tommy Nunez, after he missed that shot, that tough drive to the basket, watch this again. And then you see, yes, wow, out of bounds. Wade's looking at it. Nunez is looking at it. Wade, there it is. The referee's got it. I got it, D-Wade, I got it.
Next career for Dwyane Wade?
No way.
I don't think so either.
And you're going to be the most expensive ref in history.
The Atlanta Hawks have defeated the New Orleans Hornets, ending the Hornets' 7-game win streak. Joe Johnson scored 30 for the Hawks. They go to 36 and 28, and at the moment, they are 2 games ahead of Miami, holding on to that number 4 spot, which is the last home court position in the first round. 5 on the shot clock. Wade against Salmons. Cook for 3 out of the corner.
Sure, you can see the way he shot it.
Daquan has missed all 4 of his shots tonight. He's only played 7 minutes in this game, 7 scoreless minutes.
Good closeout by the Bulls to make Cook shoot that short. He short-armed it.
He trailed by as many as 13 early in this game. Their biggest lead came in this quarter at 9. 7 to shoot for Salmons. Nice drive. Oh, pretty play by John Salmons, crossing over and crossing through the Heat defense. He has 16 points tonight.
That man's a scorer. I mean, he shoots 33% from the three-point line, so you push up on him, and then he can drive by you and finish with the left hand.
Salmons spent his first 4 years in the league with Philadelphia, then the last 3.5 with Sacramento. Beasley going to the hoop. Tyrus Thomas just threw his mouthpiece to the floor. That technical he was flirting with. Guess what? I think he just found it.
He wanted a technical there. He's even going after the ref. Now
oh, look at Salmon. Look at Thomas.
They got to hold him back or he'll get thrown out of this game.
Well, his greatest hits this year. Here's a 3. It's good.
It is.
Dwyane Wade, for the 3rd time tonight, has hit a 3-ball. Miami has its largest lead of the game at 12.
That's his 30th game this year of 30 or more points. Wow.
Well, Wade's 3s have been huge. Miller rolls in, and it rolled off. Under a minute left in the 3rd quarter. Dwyane Wade with 32 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. Nice pass. Haslam fouled from behind by Brad Miller. And there you saw the unselfish scoring leader in the NBA. He had a wide open shot, but we saw his fellow co-captain flying to the hoop unguarded.
And you see how smart he is. He took the better shot there. Instead of going back up with the 3 like he did a few seconds ago, he got it to his co-captain, which had the better shot. He goes to the line. He gives them another foul. D-Wade, since day 1 in this league, very, very smart player.
And Dwyane Wade goes out of the ball game now. He's played 31 minutes, has the 32 points. Here's it from the adoring home crowd. Mario Chalmers joins Chris Quinn in the backcourt. Udonis Haslam. He has made 15 of his last 16 free throws over the last 8 games. A 10-2 run for Miami to open this lead to 14.
We talked earlier, Eric, in the first half about the Heat had no rhythm at either end of the floor, but now they've got it at both ends, both defensively and executing offensively.
Brad Miller able to convert. Miller with 7 points. Chalmers against Rose. How's that matchup gone? 15 points for Derrick Rose. 12 for Chalmers with 5 assists and 4 steals. And that's an illegal screen set by Udonis Haslam. Haslam's 3rd foul. Miami turns it back over to Chicago.
You got 3-second difference. Shot clock, game clock.
Don't forget the Heat and the Boston Celtics in this place on Wednesday night. Hope to see you at the Heat's house. If not, we'll bring it to you right in your house here on Sun Sports.
Yeah, 3-game homestand. You got the Celtics on Wednesday, then the Utah Jazz 1 o'clock Saturday.
Double team on Rose. He's able to elude that. Took a bump from Chalmers and is headed to the free throw line.
I thought that might have been an offensive foul because he initiated the contact bumping into Chalmers as he went to the basket.
Third on Chalmers. Coach, who does Derrick Rose remind you of? Anybody? Anybody come to mind?
Who's he remind you of?
I'm not sure. That's why I was asking you.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know that he's a strong, quick, fast player, and he's playing in the NBA the same way he played for John Calipari at Memphis. He's a guy that gets into the lane almost at will. He's not a guy that does a lot of draw and kicks, you know, like Dwyane Wade will get in the lane or find an open man or whatever. He's really, when you play against a Rose, the scouting report on him is when he gets in the painted area, you play him to go to the rim. He's going to put it up most of the time. And so that's how you defend him. And as I mentioned earlier, he's averaging 8 points in the paint. For a point guard, that's a lot.
Dwyane Wade back into the ball game. Haslam sits down with 4 fouls. The important thing to remember about Derrick Rose, his game will continue to grow. He's a very nice kid. He wants, like Beasley and Chalmers, wants to be a great one. He has accepted the coaching, and they're going to have to be patient with him. 4 seconds left, third quarter. Cook for 3. The rebound of Salmons. That ends the third period. Making his 37th start of the year. Heinrich for 3.
Yep,
got it.
You can see that as soon as he released it.
That's the Heinrich we remember, his 45th triple this year. Kirk Heinrich, second all-time on Chicago's three-point list with 684. He trails only Ben Gordon, who came into the game with 728 career triples.
And Chicago now goes back into that 2-3 matchup zone.
And the Bulls have scored the last 7 points. Quinn's floater hit the back iron, comes down to Joel. And his little pass was taken away by Brad Miller, and Joel Anthony commits the foul.
Yeah, Joel tried to hand off the ball to Beasley. There was no spacing between he and Beasley, and the defender got in and took the steal, stole the ball. Watch this again. He's going to try to hand it to Beasley, but there's no spacing right there. One guy can play 2, and Miller did that.
Well, the Bulls led early in this game by 13. The Heat were up 14 late in the third quarter, and Jamario Moon just picked up his 4th foul. Noah was headed for a one-handed jam. Rose sends it out to Heinrich. Nice pass. Miller's wide open.
Yeah, he can make that shot all night.
9 points for Brad Miller. Gang, we got a game. 10 straight points for Chicago. A 14-point lead has been reduced to 4.
And he's going to force Coach Spoelstra to go back to D. Wade a little sooner than he wanted to.
Bulls in a zone. Cook shoots a 3 over the top and buries it. Daquan with a timely first score of the game. He had missed his first 6 shots tonight.
You know, Eric, sometimes when a guy closes on you with his hand up, he lines up your shot at the rim. I thought Miller did that for Daquan that time.
133 triples this year for Cook. Salmons too far under the rim, and the flat-footed follow drops. 19 points for John Salmons. Heat by 5. Bulls are still in that zone defense. James Jones shadowed by Heinrich. Forcing it up, hit the side of the board, and Miller outlets quickly to Heinrich. The Heat offense is unsteady right now.
That's why Wade's at the scorer's table ready to go in. James that time thought he got fouled. That's why he threw the shot up.
Good handle by Rose. Look at him. Wow, what a play by Derrick Rose. Now you see me, now you don't, with one of the great crossover dribbles for a 20-year-old point guard you will ever see.
Now you see why he was the PlayStation Skills Champion in Phoenix over the All-Star weekend.
One of 4 Heat players in double figures. 8 minutes to play. Bulls on a 14-3 run. And Daquan Cook, well, since the Bulls started rolling, Cook is the only Heat player to score back-to-back trifectas. So Daquan with 6. Miami leads by 6.
Eric, the other thing that happens is the team gets lifted psychologically when Wade comes in the game. They have more confidence in their shots. They move the ball a little better. They got their superstar on the court.
Well, that's Miami's lifeguard, no question. Topside Miller, right corner Gordon as the shot clock rang out. Gordon hits the 3. The Heat were claiming it came after the shot clock expired. The officials don't rule it that way. And now Tommy Nunez Jr. calls a timeout. I think there's a shot clock issue here.
Yes, let's see this again right here.
Oh, that came after the shot clock
it did.
ran out.
Yeah, they were right. Absolutely.
Well, the entire coaching staff of the Heat jumped out of their seats in unison. It looked like Gordon, who's got a lightning quick release, triggered it up just an instant late, but it was ruled good. Gordon has 21 points.
And Gordon knew that when he caught the ball that he had to put it up quickly.
Third triple tonight for Gordon. Here he comes off the crossover. He lost it. Cook. Jermaine O'Neal with a pickup. Here's Wade. Touchdown!
That was a great play by Cook, reaching in to knock the ball away from Gordon, and then a good pass from Jermaine O'Neal to Wade.
Wade's fourth dunk, 34 points. Miami ahead by 5, just under 7 minutes to go. Home crowd knows what time it is. They're chanting for defense. That's what wins in the fourth quarter. Noah against Jermaine O'Neal. Ducks in. The unconventional Joakim Noah having himself a very nice ball game. He's got a double-double, 11 points and 11 boards.
Oh, terrific move. You know, you play him to go left, and then he finished left. So a really nice move by Noah.
Just his 5th double-double of the year. And it's Noah that comes up with a shot block. Here comes Gordon running with Wade, drives all the way in and scores. Ben Gordon inside and out, one tough customer. He's got 23 now. Miami ahead by only 1, closest the Bulls have been in this fourth quarter. Chicago on a 21-8 run. 6:05 remaining in the game. Wade rising and sticking. 36 for Dwayne. It's on.
Vinny Del Negro talked about how Wade's carrying his team on his back. That's part of what he's talking about right there.
Del Negro said Dwyane Wade is playing as well, if not better, than anyone in the NBA. He knocked it away from Rose, out of bounds off Miami.
He almost had that steal.
The Bulls are led by Ben Gordon, who has 23. Derrick Rose and John Salmons each have 19. Noah with a double-double, 11 and 11. Make it 12 rebounds. Make it 13. Haslam comes down with that one in traffic.
Jermaine O'Neal just got a block on that play.
Yes.
His first block of the game. His streak's alive, baby. That's 16 straight games with a block.
Gee whiz, look at Dwyane Wade. He just jumped right out of the building again.
What a surprise. 38 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds, 12 for 17 from the floor.
Well, moments after Jermaine O'Neal blocked his 100th shot of the year, Dwyane Wade delivers his 5th dunk of the game. He scored Miami's last 6 points. Here's Miller, guarded by Udonis. Nice bounce pass. And better defense from Jermaine O'Neal. He basically gobbled up Derrick Rose, who had the hang time but could not get that shot airborne over O'Neal.
How about O'Neal did not have a block in this game? In the last 2 sequences, he picks up 2 blocks.
Ben Gordon got it.
Man.
A 3 for Ben. He had to double clutch that triple.
He had Cook all over him, and he made it. That's what they say, and you know about Ben Gordon. He makes these unusual, tough shots.
Well, Ben Gordon now has 26 points. He's tripled 4 times tonight, twice here in the fourth quarter. Rose went for the steal. Leaves Cook open for 3. That could have been big. Brad Miller comes down with his 6th rebound. Bulls looking to tie it with a 2. They could go ahead with a 3. And there is a 3. And they do go ahead. Ben Gordon, 3 triples in the fourth quarter. He's got 11 fourth quarter points. The Bulls at one stretch ran off 10 straight points. They extended that run to 14-3, and they have controlled play for much of this fourth quarter. Look at Wade split the D, drives in, and called for traveling.
Wade thought he got the foul call. Sean Corbin had him for traveling.
Yes. Well, the turnover is Miami's 15th. The Bulls in possession of the ball and the lead. Brad Miller, good pump fake, drives in, meets Jermaine O'Neal. There's his 3rd block here in the fourth quarter. He went 3 quarters without one. Number 7 is swatted 3, and that was block shot number 1,500 in Jermaine O'Neal's career, the 30th all-time shot blocker in NBA history.
That's what we always talk about. If you block with the left hand on the right side of the floor, you avoid a foul. That time he almost kept it in bounds as well.
Oh no, Ben Gordon, 6 of 7 from downtown. 4 of those triples here in the fourth quarter. He's got 32 points.
He had to shoot that over O'Neal, the 6'11" guy.
It's his 7th game this year over the 30-point mark. The Bulls are ahead by 4 now, and trouble's brewing for Miami. Wade, cross court for Cook. He steps in and connects. Big bucket for Daquan. All 8 of his points here in the fourth period.
Yeah, good job by Wade. Picked up his 8th assist.
Now both benches have all their reserves on their feet. This game very meaningful for both of these playoff aspiring teams. Rose almost lost his footing there.
Kept his
Salmons weaves in. Miller with 4 to shoot finds Salmons. And Mario Chalmers reaching back for a big rebound. The Heat look to tie it on this trip. Here comes Dwayne. And Noah wisely taking a foul, or it would have been slam dunk number 6 tonight for D. Wade.
Yeah, Wade will be on the foul line for 2 shots. Heat down 2. I tell you, when he gets that full head of steam, almost impossible to stop.
Joakim Noah picking up his 5th foul, but only the 1st on the Bulls here in the fourth quarter. Wade and Cook have scored all 14 of Miami's points in this fourth quarter. .39 points for Dwayne. The most points ever scored by a Heat player against the Bulls, Ronnie Cycli, who put up 40 on February 13th, 1990. And Wade stays 1 point shy of that. The Heat tonight 26 of 28 from the foul line. Wade is 12 of 14. It's a 1-point Chicago lead. And what a finish we've got for you tonight here in Miami on Sun Sports. Gordon tries right. Wade reaches in, knocks it out of bounds.
4th exciting game in a row here in this arena. Man.
Well, Miami playing one thriller after another. Now the Heat trying to bounce back after a loss. They have the 3rd best record in the NBA this season after a loss at 22-6.
And the Heat are 15-2, leading going into the fourth quarter, which they were tonight at home.
Let's see if those numbers hold up. Got to stop this guy. Gordon is feeling it. Oh my, is he ever? Ben Gordon making some immaculate connections. He is 7 of 8 from 3 and has made 4 in a row.
It's almost like you got to foul the guy not to give up the 3.
Now Miami down by 4, a minute 40 left. Chalmers sneaks in for 2 on the finger roll. Mario's first points of the second half. He's got 14. Bulls by 2. Gotta have a stop for the Heat here.
And obviously they're going to try to set up Gordon and running him through a maze of screens.
Here's Gordon, double team, finds Noah underneath. Good rotation by Haslam. Rose slamming into Haslam. Yes. Offensive foul. 3rd charge drawn tonight by Udonis. You did it.
You could see that coming all the way. Udonis reads the defender. He knows when the guy's going to the basket. Let's see what happens here.
Oh my. His heels were in the restricted zone. That should not have been ruled an offensive foul by the letter of the law.
Wow.
Well, big break for Miami.
Well,
good effort by Udonis. There's his jumper. Jermaine O'Neal with the offensive rebound. Out it comes to Chalmers with the Heat down 2 and a minute 5 left. Wade fakes the 3. Here's Mario against Rose. O'Neal tees it up. Look at that battle. It'll stay with Miami. You know what I love about this, Coach? 2 teams trying to make it to the playoffs. This game feels like a playoff game.
Every game now with 20 games left, 19 after tonight. You see the Heat battling down low. Oh, it will look like it went off Wade.
Fresh shot clock for Miami. Just under 54 seconds left. The Heat need 2 to tie, 3 to take the lead. Here's a 3 by Cook. And Derrick Rose comes away with it, putting more pressure on the Heat defense with 41 seconds left.
Oh, the Heat don't need a foul there. They got plenty of time.
Chalmers defending Rose. 12 on the shot clock. Good defense. Chalmers keeping the ball away from Rose until now. 6 to shoot. Derrick rising up. Short. Rebound. Brad Miller and Chalmers battle for it. Loose ball foul against Miami's Mario Chalmers. One of the game's most important rebounds, and the Heat were unable to obtain it.
And the Heat were not over the limit, so now Chicago's going to take it out. 23 seconds on the clock. Let's see this again. They scramble. Oh, he had it, and then he pushed Miller out of the way. Good call. The Bulls are going to call timeout. The Heat are going to collect themselves.
Ben Gordon's hit 12 straight points for Chicago, and he's got it. And Mario Chalmers takes the foul. Gordon is 4 of 4 at the line, 86% on the year, and 86% from the line in his 5-year NBA career.
Now the Heat have 1 full timeout left. Chicago's got a 20. And remember, Chicago has a foul to give. So that may be an important thing right here as the Heat bring the ball up the floor. If Dwyane Wade gets a full head of steam, they can foul him on the dribble, make the Heat take the ball out on the side.
He missed it. Well, if he makes this and the Heat can get the rebound and the Heat get the ball back, they would need a 3 to tie. Ben Gordon with 17 points in this 4th quarter.
Let's see how Eric Spoelstra approaches this now. They have the 1 full timeout left. He may use it on this because he just put O'Neal in the game for the rebound.
An 18-point 4th quarter for Ben Gordon. And this sets up for a dramatic finish. Just under 21 seconds remaining in the game. Gordon knows he could have really helped his team had he made both. 3-point shooters are in. Chalmers, Cook, and James Jones. 18 seconds left. Wade wants it and receives it. Guarded by Salmons. He shoots the 3 for the tie. You better believe it.
Oh, boy. Do you believe Dwyane Wade? Oh, my God. He makes the 3 over Salmons. He ties the game. 11.5 seconds left. Chicago uses their last timeout. Miami has no timeouts left. There's D. Wade. Look how far out he is. Hey, baby, that's like a 25, 26-footer.
What a shootout tonight between Ben Gordon and Dwyane Wade. The Bulls looking to win it on this final possession of regulation. Derrick Rose with a clock down the 4.
He's going to go to the basket.
Here he comes for the win. He missed it. Noah missed the tip. We're going to overtime. Ultimate hero wearing a Heat uniform.
How about Beasley jumping center here in overtime? And with Udonis Haslem playing center, Beasley at that power forward spot. So the Heat are going a little small here with O'Neal on the bench.
By the way, Ben Gordon's 5 triples in that quarter tied an opponent record against Miami. He's the 4th player to triple 5 times in a quarter against the Heat in franchise history. Another one of those players, Lindsey Hunter, a seldom-used Bulls reserve. The Bulls, as we go into overtime, have still used only 7 men. 3 starters have played over 40 minutes, and that includes Derrick Rose, who has logged 46 of the 48 minutes.
Well, we told you, it's like a playoff game.
Beasley with the first points of overtime.
That man's got ice in his veins. He never feels any pressure.
13 points for Michael Beasley, a 106-104 lead for Miami. Heat battling hard to win their 34th game of the year. The Bulls trying to get win number 30. Gordon on the move. Good defense by Udonis. Daquan Cook protects the rebound.
Cook, good defense on Gordon, forcing him into a tough shot. Then Udonis helping out.
I love about Haslem. He never lets a poor offensive game ever detract from the rest of his effort.
He's also a smart, tough player himself. You're right.
Here comes Wade. The floater intended for Beasley, broken up by Noah. Not a good choice there. Gordon. Ben Gordon's had his share of big games against Miami. 35 in game 1 of the 07 playoffs. Chalmers reached in, knocked it away from Salmons, who did recover it.
Yeah, it might have been Beasley.
Look at Johnny go.
Oh,
the
man.
bucket and the foul. Salmons simply would not take no for an answer.
I think it was Beasley that knocked the ball away initially, Eric, and then Bulls got the loose ball. Salmons stayed with the play. Watch this again. Beasley's going to reach in right there.
You're right.
And then Salmons is going to stay with the play and draw the foul and score.
John Salmons converts on the three-point play. So Salmons has 22, and the Bulls are ahead by 1.
Now the Bulls are going to do what the Cleveland Cavaliers did to try to do what they did to Wade here, where they're going to double him as soon as he comes over half court.
Mario drives into the paint for the cutting Beasley. He missed it. Rebounded Chalmers. Over Noah, he flips it back to Beasley. Good catch by Cook.
Wow.
With 3 minutes left in overtime, he threw it away. Thought Wade was cutting, and Wade put the brakes on. Here comes Derrick Rose, taking advantage of the Heat defense there. And the Bulls go up by 3. Chalmers, stutter step with Salmons, spins in. It dribbles out to Cook with 7 to shoot. Chalmers, corner 3. Yes!
Oh, baby. Ties the game.
17 points for Mario Chalmers. His 3rd triple tonight, evens it at 109.
Well, we know he likes the big stage on those three-point shots. You saw what he did against Memphis last year.
To win a national championship. Rose drives in. Noah could not throw it down. Chalmers committing the foul. Well, we know Derrick Rose can score off the drive. We're also learning he can set up teammates off the dribble drive.
Oh, no doubt. He likes to take it himself, but when you close it off, see, Beasley tries to draw the charge. Noah's left open, so good job by the Heat fouling him, put him on the line. He missed his last free throw, even though I believe he's 5 for 6 in the game.
Unfortunately, Mario Chalmers fouls out on that play. The 5th time this year the rookie is fouled out.
Mark, we talked about this earlier. I cannot imitate the way he shoots this ball. It goes sideways. Very unusual. I've never seen anybody shoot with that kind of spin before.
Joakim Noah, whose dad Yannick won the French Open in 1983. His mom Cecile missed Sweden back in 1978. And this kid's been a winner every step along the way. But the gyroscope spin doesn't work out for him. He misses both. We're tied at 109.
He made his first 4 free throws, but he shoots 64%, so water reaches its level. Now he's 5 for 8.
And there's the double team on Wade. Finds Haslam, who gets fouled right in front of the rim. Brad Miller picks up the foul.
How about Dwyane Wade? He's patient. He's got 9 assists to go with his 42 points. He's going to find the right guy. They're going to double team him. That means the Heat have a 4-on-3, and Wade finds the right guy, has him with the fake, draws the foul.
Dwyane Wade has 42 points, 9 assists, 6 rebounds. He's 13 of 18 from the field. Well, Udonis, 2 big ones here. 5 of 5 tonight from the line is Haslam. And the Heat 27 of 29 from the free throw line in this game.
Plenty of timeouts for both teams here. The Heat have a 20 and a full. Chicago has 2 20s and a full. The Heat has a foul to give. Chicago's in the penalty.
From Miami High School, University of Florida, now the Miami Heat. Udonis Haslam getting it done. Derrick Rose with a high right dribble finds Gordon.
Oh,
and he traveled.
Yes,
he traveled. An unforced turnover on Gordon.
Yes, he did. Right in front of the official. Good call by Mark Wunderlich. He took that little hop. Watch this again. He picks up his pivot foot. Right there. Look at that. Picked up his pivot foot before he put the ball on the floor.
Well, Miami has a 2-point lead with 1:45 left in OT. Beasley, bad pass.
No.
Bad pass. It's intercepted, and here comes Derrick Rose.
Yeah, not a good decision there by Beasley.
Rose all the way in. Beasley got a block. Brad Miller gets the loose ball. Fresh shot clock. Gordon fakes the 3. Now takes it. Well, you're more surprised when he misses than when he makes. Wade knocked it away from Salmons. Here he goes. It's Moon.
D-Wade with the steal when the Heat needed it most. Timeout, Vinny Del Negro. D-Wade steal, Moon's layup, dunk, puts the Heat up 4. Wow. You look for Coach Spoelstra to get Beasley back in the game on offense.
Miami trying to win 3 in a row against Chicago this year, 4 in a row overall. A win tonight would keep the Heat a game and a half behind number 4 Atlanta. They've already won. Oh my. What a play. Salmons with a slam, Jones with a foul, and the Bulls in position to collect a 3-point play the old-fashioned way.
You always watch the guy out of bounds. Watch what Salmons does here. He changes speeds on Jones. See the way he slowed up and then he burst open? That was a terrific play set up by the coach, Vinny Del Negro. executed perfectly by Salmons. That was a design play, and it worked.
El Vinny Del Negro, Del Harris, Bernie Bickerstaff, you just drew up a winner. John Salmons trying to pull Chicago to within 1.
And Eric, the Heat could not help as much the other guys on the weak side because Ben Gordon's a three-point shooter. So you can see the influence of Gordon, even when he doesn't shoot the ball, how he spreads the defense.
25 points for Salmons. He has scored 6 here in the overtime. It's 113 to 112. Wade has it. Double team, finds Beasley. The short jumper rims out, and Salmons has it. Oh, the drama and the twists and turns of this game. Here's Gordon off the catch, guarded tightly by Wade. 50 seconds left in OT. Wade deflects it.
Yes.
Haslam steals it. And here comes Dwyane Wade with another potential game-saving play on defense. Moon with a dunk. A full moon jam.
How about D. Wade gets his double-double with 10 assists. He made the steal at the other end. What else do you want this guy to do? The Spoelstra comes in with his 4 guards, 4 perimeter guys, guarding them.
Into Miller, now to Rose. He drives middle. Salmons shoots a 3. Beasley with a big rebound in traffic. That's Michael Beasley's 7th rebound of the contest. He was fouled. He'll get free throws with just over 32 seconds left in OT.
Not a good play by Brad Miller. Great play by Beasley. Watch as he gets up in the air. We told you about his great hands. He grabs it. There's no reason for Miller to foul him here. They're down 3 with 32.6 seconds left. The Heat can't run out the clock. That was not a good foul.
Michael Beasley with 13 points and 7 rebounds. He is 3 of 3 at the foul line. Miami as a team 28 of 30 tonight at the foul line.
Eric, the Bulls have no timeouts left here, so that's the advantage the Heat has. The Heat has a 20 and a full, so the Bulls can't call timeout. They're going to have to use part of the clock to get the ball over half court.
Coach, the free throw shooting has been so important for Miami, especially here in the overtime. But all night long, 29 of 31 for the Heat at the line. Haslam 6 of 6. Jermaine O'Neal 3 for 3. Chalmers 4 for 4. Beasley now 5 for 5. He rattled them both home.
Yeah.
The Heat are ahead by 5.
Beasley 15 points and 7 rebounds for the game.
30 seconds left in the overtime.
See the switch by the Heat on the three-point line on Gordon.
Here's Rose. Dwyane Wade with a block. This is Gordon for 3. It's good. His 8th triple of the game. Ben Gordon is incredible. He's got 39 points, and he keeps this one right on the edge of your seat. Man. It's a 2-point game, and Dwyane Wade will be headed to the free throw line for 2 shots.
All right, Ben Gordon, man, he's making Mount Vernon proud. You got Mario Moon all over him on this shot, and he buries it. He misses. The game's over. He makes it. The Bulls are right back in it.
Ben Gordon has tied an opponent record with 8 threes in a game. Well, with 17 seconds left, 2 big ones here for Dwayne.
That's the last. Wade has missed the last 2 free throws now.
Yeah, he's the only Heat player to miss from the free throw line tonight. He's 12 for 15.
And now the Bulls have some life because they're either going to be down 2 or 3 with the possession. They have no timeouts left. So you've got to play good transition defense. Coaches go over this in practice. No timeouts. They know what play they're going to run. And he misses both free throws. Very unusual.
Well, now the Heat need a stop. Bulls could go for the win or the tie with 2. 9 seconds left. Rose driving in. This is Salmons with 4. And Salmons will go to the foul line. With 3.7 seconds left. The Bulls down 2. They need both free throws here. Salmons is 6 of 7 on the night from the stripe. 83% on the year.
Eric, you can see how the strategy changed with D. Wade missing, not making one of the 2 free throws. The Bulls did not need 3, so you just go to the basket, hit the open man, go for 2. The other way, you have to go for 3. The Heat can guard the three-point line. So you got Salmons on the line now. 2 shots, down 2.
It's a 1-point game. You saw Wade a moment ago hanging his head. The time for that is come and gone.
Yes, the Heat has, as we said, they have a 20 and a full left. The Heat will call timeout here if there's a miss, if there's a make. Chicago will try to get the rebound. If they don't on a miss, they'll foul.
A money's worth Monday here in Miami. Salmons has tied the game at 117. Wade screeches to the top. He has it. He drives. And he missed it. And we're going to double overtime. Wade had a great look to win the game. He did not. Salmons has 27. Ben Gordon has 39. Derrick Rose has 21. For Miami, Dwyane Wade with 42. Mario Chalmers fouled out with 17. Beasley has 15. Gordon from 21. He fills it up.
Yeah. Beasley's got to push up on that. He didn't. It was his job to push up on Gordon. He backed off, and Moon couldn't get back in time.
Ben Gordon had a 40-point game against Miami in December of '06. He's topped that with 41 tonight. Bulls scored first here in the second overtime, and the Heat coming close to a turnover, but they retain possession with 11 seconds left on the shot clock. And the Bulls already this year 8 losses by 5 points or fewer. And the Heat, coming off a loss at Cleveland, have not lost 2 in a row since the 4th and the 7th of February. Moon will inbound. Beasley with a quick shot. And Noah with the uncontested rebound. That's 14 rebounds for Joakim Noah tonight. Noah's season high is 18 rebounds. He did that against the Knicks in New York. 119-117 Chicago. Salmons short. He got his own rebound. Noah missing once on the tip, and the Heat dodging not 1 but 2 Chicago bullets on that possession.
Wade got inside of Noah, so he couldn't get that rebound.
Here comes Wade. Finds Udonis. Open jumper. Kaboom.
Yes.
Udonis Haslem's first field goal of the game. He was 0 for 3 prior to that hit. He ties the game at 119. Wade's 11th assist. What a wild contest. And now it has become a test of will. Noah against Beasley. 6 on the shot clock. Salmons trying to muscle in. Threw it away. Wade pressuring Rose. 1 to shoot. The shot clock runs out.
Yes.
The 22nd Chicago turnover.
Good interior defense by the Heat, forcing that errant pass. And Wade almost had to steal, but the Heat get the ball on the 24-second violation.
You love what competition does to a heart and a soul. It's dig deeper. Keep fighting. Reach for your best. And that's what both teams have been doing through this long, interesting Monday night. 3:14 left in our second overtime here in Miami. Give the Bulls credit doing this without Luol Deng. Haslem missed the dunk, but he got it back and lost it out of bounds. Last touch by the Bulls. I think that was a case of Haslem hanging on that rim while trying to throw it down and then letting it go. Ricocheted the ball right out.
Could be. Maybe he didn't get the lift that he wanted on this play. So he didn't quite get up as high as he thought he would, but he did stay with the play, and the Heat keep the possession.
Haslem has played 43 minutes. Wade has played 46. 3 minutes left, second overtime. Wade has 42 points, hasn't scored in either of the overtimes yet. Beasley finds Udonis. That dunk goes right through.
He had some momentum on that jump, and a good pass by Beasley. They're double teaming Wade, so somebody else has to come through. Someone's going to be open.
Imagine not having a field goal through 4 quarters in an overtime and then scoring 2 buckets here in the second overtime. That's what UD has done. Ben Gordon, there's a 3. Daquan Cook down with a rebound. Remember, Gordon with 8 triples in this game.
Fans held their breath on that one. They said, uh-oh.
They weren't the only one. Here comes Wade, circles in, lobs it for Beasley, a crusher.
Oh, baby, what a pass. He got the foul. D-Wade picks up his 11th assist. Wow, 12th assist. What a play.
Michael Beasley going up for a big-time jam and a chance at a 3-point play.
Eric, I thought that was Moon going up. That's what he looked like, Moon getting up there on that lob. Dwyane Wade, when they double team him, they play him. You see all the white shirts. Other guys get open. The last time down it was Udonis. That time was Beasley. How about Wade? 42 points, 12 assists, 6 rebounds. Wow.
In his house, Joakim Noah just fouled out. He pulls center, finishing with 11 points and 15 rebounds, his 5th double-double of the year.
Domego's going to come back with Heinrich. He's talking to him right now. And now he's going to put him in.
So Dwyane Wade without a point in either overtime, but he still had a big hand in all of this, finding Beasley, finding Haslam, finding a way to win as often as possible. Michael Beasley with 18 points along with 7 rebounds. The Heat are ahead by 5. 2:18 left in double overtime. Last 7 points to Miami.
Dwyane Wade's got 4 assists in the 2 overtimes.
Derrick Rose. Dribble drive left and scores. He's a special young player, isn't he? 23 for Derrick Rose. 3-point ball game.
Let's see if Chicago runs at Wade again. Right now they're not doing it. It's just Salmon's out there guarding him.
Wade goes left, zigzags right, all the way in, and draws a foul.
You could tell it was over. As soon as he got by the big up high, he was gone. The only way they were going to stop him was fouling.
Now the rack and pinion steering of Dwyane Wade in effect. The zigzag move and the Heinrich reach in.
Got fouled twice. They should give him 4 free throws.
Remember, Wade went to the line with 17 seconds left in the first overtime, and the Heat up 2, and he missed them both. These were his 17th and 18th free throws of the game. That's in his head right now. He's thinking too much about it. He's missed 3 straight free throws. The Heat still ahead by 3, and Wade still scoreless here in the overtime periods.
Actually, he's missed 4 in a row, Eric. He missed the last one of the 2, and then the 2 that we saw, and he makes this one. So after 4 misses, he comes back with the make.
43 points for Dwayne. 125-121 Heat. Minute 48 left, second overtime. Gordon, short. Miller back taps to Rose. Fresh shot clock. Gordon against Moon. Got fouled.
That's what you do. You take the ball to the basket, protect it with your body. You know they're playing your 3-point shot. You get gain a little bit of advantage on the guy that's guarding you. And Gordon's one of those guys like Wade. When he gets a full head of steam, he's very difficult to stop because he's got very good body control. And he can just, he's a very athletic guy, very strong.
41 points for Ben Gordon, his season high. His previous high was 37 at Denver. Most he's ever scored against Miami, and he scored a bunch against Miami.
I remember in Chicago in that game I was talking about earlier, he banked one in from the corner for a 3-pointer. He was so hot in that game.
He averaged 25.5 points a game against the Heat in that first-round playoff sweep by the Bulls in 2007. Most points ever scored by a Bulls player in the regular season against Miami. Guy by the name of Jordan, Michael Jordan, at 50. I will recollect his 52-point playoff game against the Heat back at the old Miami Arena.
Yeah.
That was game 3 of the first playoff series the Heat were ever in 1992. The Bulls won the first 2 games of that series. The Heat came home, and they outscored the Bulls 31-19 in the first quarter, held Jordan to 2. Unfortunately, he had, I think, 54 the rest of the way.
That's right.
Wade, stutter steps, comes back. Guarded by Rose, steps behind the 3-point line, 5 to shoot. Off to Beasley, long jumper. That was for 3. Haslam with a rebound, and Tyrese Thomas with a shot block.
Oh, again, it happens to the Bulls. He'd get a 24-second violation. The Bulls have a fast break, but as they were picking up the ball, the buzzer went off. They give the ball back to the Bulls. Wow.
And Tyrese Thomas took a long time to extend his league-leading shot-blocking streak to a 25th consecutive game, a franchise record for Chicago. That was his first block tonight. Well, the Bulls can tie it with a 2. They can go ahead with a 3, and they've already tripled 11 times tonight. Both teams with 11 triples. Salmons. This is Thomas, 17-footer. No. Rebound to Rose. He missed it. Thomas slams it home. Tyrese Thomas doing the high wire act. Just his 2nd score of the game. His first point since the first quarter. And D. Wade and company, I hate to tell you this, guys. It's time to dig a little deeper. We're tied at 125. A minute left in our second overtime.
Wade almost had that. The ball went through his hands, and he wasn't underneath the help. Thomas goes over everybody to throw it down. Terrific play by Thomas. Rose misses the left hand. Thomas finishes it. There you see a better angle.
Well, this speaks for the great heart and effort that NBA players give pretty consistently, more so than most fans would imagine. And Tony, you know what it says to me? A point that we try to make often. How difficult it is to win a single game in this league at this level. It's so hard. You got to play so well for so long. Look at the minutes piling up for Chicago. They've only used 7 men. Remember, Tim Thomas is out with a strained left knee. Luol Deng is out with a stress fracture in his shin. And evidently, Vinny Del Negro, his trust only runs 7 deep tonight.
You know who you want to be? You want to be their next opponent. These guys are going to be tired.
Orlando, Wednesday night. They will have a day to recover. Yeah, the Heat have possession. We're tied at $1:25. A minute left in our second overtime.
And you got Rose on Wade again. The last possession, Wade was on the ball too much. By that, I mean he was dribbling so much that he didn't have time to do anything after he didn't have it.
Here he comes.
4-second clock.
Wade for the score. Oh, zigzag with a left hand. Dwyane Wade with 45 points. Miami's up 127-125.
That shot was a lot more difficult than that reverse that he tried earlier.
40 seconds left in the double overtime. Salmons comes right back, evens the game at 127. It has been an amazing game. One of the great games played in the history of the Miami Heat.
No doubt.
What a battle.
Especially in this arena. This arena is 8 years old, almost 9 years old now.
You got to keep digging deeper if you want to win this game. Wade angles right, behind the back left. 6 on the shot clock. Haslam from 17. Beasley and Wade collided, and Rose has the rebound, and the Bulls in position to win it. And Vinny Del Negro calls for timeout.
Here's where Dwyane Wade usually shines, either with a block, a steal, something like that.
Kirk Heinrich will inbound. Looking for Rose. Wade denies it. Into Salmons with 10. With 8. With 6.
Not a good matchup right here for the Heat.
Salmons, Wade with a steal, with 2. Wade puts it up for the win. Yeah, baby!
He did it!
He did it! Dwyane Wade with the steal and the game winner!
Do you believe that?
A career high in threes made for Dwyane Wade. I guess those last 2 you'll never forget.
Oh, man, God is good, man.
Yes, sir.
You know, after missing free throws at the end of whatever overtime, and then missing a layup after whichever overtime, I took it upon myself to say I got to make something happen, and I got the opportunity.
At halftime, we were talking with Coach Askins. He said maybe on this night, this team is going to go as Dwayne goes. Early on, when you all changed the dynamic and got back into this game and took the lead, did you feel that responsibility?
Yes, I did, and you know, I came out early and tried to feel, you know, the game, see how they was going to play me, but then I got aggressive, and you know, we played a good game. Both teams, credit to the boys. This is one of them games for the ages, and it could have went either way. I'm glad it went our way at home.
So to end the game in regulation, you make it 3. Take us through this last play at the end of the second overtime where you got the steal and ended it.
Well, I knew that they was going to Simons, and I knew that Udonis was sticking him, and I know he liked to come back whichever way he goes. So I just read it, and when I got the steal, what was going through my head is Coach said we got a timeout left. So I was about to call it, then I said nah, and got a good look at it, and like I said, God is good.
Absolutely. I'm glad you had all that time. How nice, before we let you go, was it to have all the Heat fans still in this house and give you a curtain call?
That's what was great. You know, they didn't leave at one moment. You know, we was missing layups, missing free throws, missing dunks. They stayed here and they kept cheering us on. So, you know, I want our fans to know that as y'all come out and support us, we'll get better and better.
And it's still your house?
Oh, it's still my house.
That's Dwyane Wade, everybody, and he just won the game.